What's going on, guys? I'm Travis here at UNR Fitness. This is drop-in class muscle and hustle. Filming out today by the track. Floors are being resurfaced, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But today we're just going to go ahead and provide you with an easy at-home workout that you can do, primarily focusing on upper body and a little bit of core as well. Again, you don't need any equipment to do this exercise. It's going to be pretty mellow, just a little bit of movement, a little bit of mobility, and kind of flowing through a couple different exercises. So go ahead and follow along at home. If you need to, pause this video. You can stop it, catch up with us. Certainly make this video work for you best you can. So we're going to go ahead and get started just like we normally do with a little bit of a warm-up. We're going to start real simple, real easy with some head rolls. So we're going really controlled, creating as big of a circle as we possibly can through the neck. I want you to take this really slow. You don't have to force anything either. Feels like you get stuck somewhere. Back off a little bit. Once you get about 5 or so, let's go ahead and reverse the direction. Again, nice and slow, guys. Take your time. Starting to open things up a bit. Very good. Good. So now we'll go ahead and move through the shoulders a bit. So I'm going to stand with my arms out. I'll give you a side view here. Okay, so I'm nice and tight to my upper body, and what I'm going to do is push my knuckles forward as far as I can. I'm going to spread my shoulder blades apart. Then I'm going to pull my shoulders up towards my ears, driving them back, dropping them low, and then repeating through. So go about 5 or so here. Again, real slow, real controlled. Trying to go as far as you can in each of those directions. Let's get about 5. Let's go ahead and reverse it. So now we'll go ahead and pull it back first, really squeezing those shoulder blades together. We'll drop them low. We'll push them forward. We'll pull them up, pull them back, drop them low, and repeat. Good. So again, nice controlled through this, guys. No rush. Just starting to really connect with those shoulder blades. Perfect. About 5. Relax. Awesome. Next, we're going to go through the shoulder joint itself, okay? So a little bit of movement here. So we're going to start with our thumbs up. We're going to lift our arms up as high as we possibly can. We're going to rotate. I don't know if you can see. Rotate. So now my thumbs are down, and I'm going to pull my arms back, driving as far as I possibly can behind myself, and then I'm going to come through here. Again, we're just trying to make as big of circles as we possibly can. Let's get about 5 or so this direction. Again, back should stay nice and flat as you go overhead. Shouldn't arch back. Should stay relatively flat through the back. Good, we'll go last one. And then we're going to go ahead and reverse it. So we'll go pinkies back as far as we can. Rotate open. Drive all the way up. Coming down through. Same thing, pinkies back. Rotate those hands. Driving up all the way through. We'll go one more, driving back. Palms up. We're going to rotate all the way through. Good. Kind of shake it out. Next one, we're going to just go ahead and move a little bit. Move through the trunk, get a little rotation going. So nice controlled. Try not to let the hips move too much. We're just going to go side to side. Do about 10 or so on each side. Trying to control the movement. Trying to get a good stretch through the midsection, through your obliques. Good. Next one, we're gonna go ahead and just do a forward fold. So pushing my hips back, I'm gonna reach down, let my back round, and then I'm just gonna kind of sway and grab your opposite elbows. We're just gonna rock back and forth, just really stretching out the back, just working into those hips a little bit. Good, a couple more here. 3, 2, 1, good, and you can go ahead and roll back up. Excellent. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go onto the ground. So maybe find a mat, place at home where you can go onto your knees without them getting beat up. So we're gonna start on all fours here, just like this. My knees are underneath my hips, my wrists are under my shoulders, my back is nice and flat. I'm not arched, I'm not rounded here, nice and flat. What we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the wrist right now, okay? So we're gonna think about shifting our weight a little bit into our hands, and then I'm gonna push forward as far as I can, and then I'm gonna just do little circles with my body here. So as far forward as I can, as far to the right as I can, shifting back a little bit. We're gonna do maybe 5 or so circles clockwise, just kind of getting the wrists warmed up, and then we'll go ahead and switch directions here. Again, kind of push into those fingertips a little bit, get those hands active. Good, and we'll do one more. Good, and rest. Very good. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work on a little bit more shoulder mobility, kind of really working those joints today. So we're gonna stay in our same position here. We're going to have one arm come up, thumb up, as high as we possibly can, keeping a neutral position through the back. Once we're up as high as we can, we're gonna rotate, thumb down, and then we're gonna glide that arm back. Keeping it as high as you can, we'll bend at the elbow, hovering above the back, extend at the elbow. We're gonna rotate, so now our palms down. We're gonna glide up overhead, pat ourselves on the back, and then easy down. So we'll go ahead and switch it up. Same thing, other side. Show you here. We're gonna go up as high as we can. We'll rotate, thumb down. We're gonna glide it back, bend at the elbow, hover against the back, extend, rotate, palm down, glide up top, pat yourself on the back, straighten out the arm, glide it down. Okay, so we're gonna go through it again. This time go on your own. I want you to take as much time as you possibly need. The goal here is to go as slow and as controlled as we possibly can be, and also thinking about taking the joint to the end of the range of motion. So that means going up as high as we can and keeping it there through the movement. Okay, so again, we're gonna lift up as high as you can, rotate thumb down, we're gonna glide it back, bend at the elbow, really pushing it, extend out, palm down, rotate up, pat yourself on the back, extend out, drop it down. Good, same thing, other side. Straight up, rotate down, glide it back, bend at the elbow, extend, palm facing down, glide up, pat yourself on the back, easy down. And let's go, last one guys, last one. On your own. Very good. So once you go ahead and finish that up, go ahead and rest, shake it out. Those are great movements. Just kind of keep those joints healthy through the shoulders, especially if you're doing a lot of lifting, a lot of pressing movements. Those are just good to kind of keep that mobility, keep a good range of motion, and also kind of force you to control through through the end range of that motion. Okay, so even if you aren't lifting weights, doing anything else, great exercises to do to kind of work some of those smaller muscles within the joint. All right, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go back down to all fours. So you guys probably seen this exercise we're gonna work on next is called a bird dog. So I'm gonna start all four again. Abs are tight, my back is flat. I'm going to raise my opposite arm, opposite leg, so maybe my right arm and my left leg, and I'm going to extend as long as I can, keeping my back flat. I'm gonna pull it in. You can put that down and switch. Extend left arm, right leg. Notice I'm not going super high here. I'm just staying neutral, reaching from my toes to my fingertips, and then back to neutral again. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, do a couple of reps on the same side without coming to center, tapping on the ground. Let's get about 10 or so. You can do a little twist, a little crunch, get a little bit more core engagement. We'll go 2 more. And last one. Good, and rest. All right, so same thing, other side. So big reach. We'll just go, no touching the ground, and then big push out. And repeat. If you want to make it a little harder, go through that little crunch. Opposite knee, opposite elbow. Kind of exhale at that position. Breathe out. And one more. Breathe out and rest. Good. Sit on up, shake it out. Very good. We're gonna do it again. So same thing. So on this one, I'm just gonna do a couple on each side just to, again, just give you a nice visual of what we're trying to accomplish. You can certainly do more repetitions to make it harder, right? You can hold for longer periods of time with the arm and leg extended. You could even bring those knees up off of the ground to make it a little bit harder. So if we're in our quadruped or our all four position, you can lift those knees, push into those heels, and then if you feel comfortable, nice long reach here. It's a little bit more advanced, but certainly give it a go if you're feeling up to it. I'm gonna stay down on the ground with my knees. We're just gonna do about 5 or so on each side. So nice long reach, and then a little bit of a crunch, rotation through. Work on breathing here, just controlling the movement. Try not to let the hips rock side to side. Good, so there's about 5. You can certainly do more. You can do these for time, do them for a repetition range, however you want to implement them. Good. And drop back, stretch out the shoulders a little bit, stretch out the back. Perfect. Awesome. So next one, we're going to stay in that bear stance position, and we're going to do some isometric holds, similar to like a plank position, but just a different variation. So same thing, wrists underneath my shoulders, knees underneath my hips. I'm going to tuck my toes underneath me, And then I'm just gonna lift those knees up an inch or two off the mat. We should hold here, push in those fingertips. Try to make the fingertips white. Should be a good indication that you're pressing hard enough. We're gonna hold and rest. So this can be done again for time or repetitions, wherever you're at. Maybe start with 20, 30 seconds. Work your way up to a minute or so. So again, I'm stacked here, abs are tight, pushing in those fingertips, lift up the knees. Hold for about 30. Good, and rest. We'll just do one more. Shake it out a little bit, breathe. Whenever you're ready, lifting those knees up, holding and breathing. Good, keep working. Good, and rest. All right, just gonna see what else I had planned. Cool. All right. Perfect. So next thing, we're just gonna transition right into it. We're gonna go from that same position, so our bear stance, all the way to a long push-up position. So nice and long here, challenging the core, and then we're gonna bend the knees, walk back to bear. So let's get about 5. Goal here is to keep the shoulders, the hips square to the ground. Good, and rest. Good. So there's only 5 reps, but you can certainly do more. You know, maybe go to 10. You could do it for time, how many you can possibly get in 30 seconds. Just gonna rest for a moment. We'll go through it one more time, just give you another idea of what we're doing. So again, starting in bear stance, all 4s, lift up those knees, small steps, straighten out those legs. Bend the knees as soon as you walk in. And rest. Good, catch your breath. We're gonna do one more of those. About 30 seconds. A couple deep breaths. Good. Whenever you feel ready, back to bear stance, lifting those knees, small steps, walking it out as long as you feel comfortable, ease in. We'll go 2 more. And rest. Very good. Shake it out, shake it out. We're gonna do a couple more exercises for today. Almost there, about 5 more minutes. Next one, we're gonna go into that end position of our shoulder tap, or our bear stance. We're gonna go into some shoulder taps. So I'm long here. All I'm doing is coming across, touching the opposite shoulder, back down. Opposite shoulder, back down. So we can do reps here. We can also make it a little harder by adding a little bit of a hold. Okay, so I'm gonna do 3 on each side with a little 2 count hold on each one. So 1, 2, back down. 1, 2, back down. 2, 2, 2, 2. Good, rest. Make those harder, hold longer. You can do a single arm hold. Just hold that for 10 seconds or so, switch sides. Both really good exercises, kind of an anti-rotation drill. All right, next thing I'm gonna have you do is we're gonna go into push-ups. We're gonna see how many push-ups you can possibly do. You can do them on the ground, normal push-up position, right? We're here, legs are long, wrists underneath the shoulders. We can drop the knees, go onto the ground. We can do a modified push-up, right? Or you can find a railing or dresser, something at home that's nice and sturdy, and we can do modified push-ups here. So whatever you feel comfortable with, I want you to go through 3 rounds, as many push-ups as you possibly can do on each round. Rest periods, let's take about a minute or so between sets. So do as many push-ups as you can. You'll rest for a minute, take some deep breaths, and once you're ready, we'll go ahead and repeat that. See how close you can get to the first set of push-ups. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate. I'm not gonna do as many push-ups as I possibly can. I'll rep out 10, take a nice long 1-minute break, and I'll repeat the process so you can follow along at home. So get yourself set, pushing into those heels, all the way down, all the way up. Good, shake it out. Let's count as many as you can. Again, with good form. Make sure you're not compensating. Shake it out, breathe for a sec. Take about 1 minute. Couple deep breaths. About 30 seconds left. Whenever you feel ready, we'll go ahead. Second set. Again, trying to get close to that first number. Good. Once you're done with your second set, rest, shake it out, about 30 seconds. We'll go one more time. Good. Whenever you're ready, back to push-up position. Last round. Very good. Okay. Rest. We're going to do one more thing today. Up to this point, we've been doing a lot of pushing. So chest, shoulder, triceps, working those muscles. Hard to do a lot of back at home without straps or bands or any of equipment. So one exercise I do like working the posterior chain is called the Superman. So we're gonna go all the way under the ground. I'm gonna keep my arms at 90, toes are down, and then my head is looking down at the ground. I'm gonna bring up my arms and my legs and my head here, squeezing my back, and we're gonna hold this position. For about 20 seconds. You can make it harder. We can do like a press overhead as we hold and rest. So again, just like everything else, we can make these a sustained hold. We can do repetitions of these. Make sure that we are kind of tucking our butt, squeezing it. We're not allowing our back to arch. That way we don't get a whole lot of low back symptoms. Okay, again, my abs are tight. I'm gonna lift, 20 seconds. Squeezing my butt, abs are real tight, squeezing my shoulder blades together, and just breathing. And rest. Good, and we'll go one more. Resting here. And we're up. Last 20 seconds, guys. Finish strong through it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good rest. All right, guys. That's all I have for you today. Quick at-home workout that you can do, no equipment. Hitting as much as we can through the upper body. Next time, we'll go through another lower body workout, get some legs, and we'll keep it moving. Hopefully you guys are following along at home. Hopefully you're getting something out of these. Remember, keep moving. That way when you do get back into the gym, it's gonna make things so much easier for you. All right, guys. Travis with UNR Fitness, signing off. Catch you next time.